Hello, graceful Libra. I'm grateful you're sharing this quiet moment with me. Today, July 16th, 2026, carries a gentle but meaningful shift, inviting you to notice how much has already begun changing beneath the surface. Instead of asking you to push harder, life seems to be encouraging you to move with greater ease, trusting that clarity often arrives when you stop carrying burdens that were never truly yours. If you've been feeling uncertain, emotionally stretched, or caught between your own needs and the expectations of others, this may be the moment when the fog begins to lift. A subtle sense of protection surrounds your path, not as an invisible wall that keeps life away, but as a quiet confidence that helps you respond differently to whatever comes. Situations that once demanded constant effort may gradually feel lighter, allowing you to recognize opportunities that were difficult to see before. Someone close to you could step forward with unexpected understanding. This may be a trusted friend, a mentor, or even someone whose intentions you once questioned, offering encouragement that reminds you your presence truly matters. Their support doesn't solve everything for you, but it reflects something important. You don't have to navigate every challenge alone, and sometimes being genuinely seen is the beginning of real healing. Relationships also begin to feel more open. If you're sharing your life with someone, they may slowly come to understand the depth of what you've been offering all along. Old fears, hesitation, or emotional walls can begin giving way to more honest conversations, making space for renewed trust, heartfelt commitments, or simply a stronger sense of partnership built on mutual respect rather than uncertainty. If you're single, the energy surrounding you encourages meaningful encounters instead of fleeting excitement. Someone thoughtful, emotionally mature, and clear about what they value may naturally enter your world, but embracing this possibility first requires releasing old disappointments that no longer belong in your future. The more gently you let go of yesterday's disappointments, the easier it becomes to recognize connections that feel peaceful instead of complicated. Your personal growth is becoming easier to recognize, even if it has been happening quietly for some time. Rather than measuring progress by dramatic changes, notice how your choices feel more intentional and your heart feels less divided than before. You may find yourself repeating the simple reminder, "I welcome clarity and I allow abundance to flow toward me with balance and ease." Trust that what truly aligns with your path doesn't require endless struggle to remain. As you listen, remember that this reading reflects general energies rather than fixed outcomes. Some parts may resonate deeply today, while others may reveal their meaning later or simply belong to a different season of your journey. Let your own intuition be your guide, keeping what genuinely speaks to your experience and releasing anything that does not. We'll continue exploring how these energies may influence your relationships, career, finances, health, and family life. Before moving forward, consider two symbolic numbers for today, 16 and 22, not as guarantees, but as gentle reminders that meaningful change is often built one thoughtful decision at a time. The color that harmonizes beautifully with today's atmosphere is soft rose, a shade that reflects warmth, compassion, and the quiet confidence that grows when your inner world finds its balance. Learning also takes on new significance now. Whether you're earning a certification, exploring a new skill, or simply expanding your knowledge through everyday experience, every step contributes to a stronger future. Growth doesn't belong to any particular age, and even small investments in yourself today can quietly open doors that once seemed distant. Your ability to see different perspectives has always been one of your greatest strengths, but there may have been moments when doubting yourself made your own voice harder to hear. This period gently encourages you to trust your judgment with greater confidence. Your consistency is beginning to speak louder than constant effort, and your natural intelligence becomes even more valuable when paired with genuine self-belief. Any recent sadness or disappointment is unlikely to define the road ahead. Some relationships naturally evolve, and not every connection is meant to last forever. But the people who truly value you often remain steady through changing seasons. As your priorities become clearer, remember to protect the people who bring peace into your life, rather than allowing ambition alone to shape your days. You may also feel drawn toward quiet moments outdoors, especially during the early hours of the day. Fresh air, gentle sunlight, and the simple rhythm of nature can restore a sense of balance that busy schedules often interrupt. Sometimes the clearest answers arrive not through force, but through moments when your mind finally has enough space to become still. New opportunities to strengthen your financial foundation may begin appearing in ways that feel practical rather than dramatic. You could find yourself creating a realistic plan to reduce debts or organize long-term goals, bringing a growing sense of competence with each small step forward. More than increasing your income, this period encourages you to build a life where your choices are guided by independence rather than necessity. For someone who naturally values fairness and balance, relying too heavily on others may have felt uncomfortable at times. As your financial footing becomes steadier, you'll likely notice a quiet sense of freedom returning, allowing you to make decisions from competence instead of pressure. Lasting security is often built through consistency, and your willingness to stay committed to the process becomes one of your greatest strengths. This is also a season that calls for creativity, patience, and thoughtful determination. There may still be moments that test your resolve, but they no longer carry the same emotional weight because your perspective has begun to shift. Instead of forcing every outcome, you'll recognize that calm persistence often accomplishes more than constant struggle. Your generosity also becomes part of the energy surrounding you now, whether through encouragement, kindness, or simply being fully present for someone who needs you. What you offer creates meaningful ripples that often return in unexpected ways. The balance you create in the lives of others has a quiet way of finding its path back into your own. Today, Libra, the atmosphere around you supports a deeper sense of personal alignment. Rather than signaling a sudden turning point, it suggests that changes already unfolding beneath the surface are becoming visible in everyday life. As your inner world grows clearer, your outer circumstances begin responding with greater harmony, opening doors that once seemed firmly closed. The first symbolic card that emerges is Justice, a fitting reflection of Libra's search for truth, balance, and integrity. This card isn't simply about external fairness. It often speaks of finding equilibrium within yourself before expecting it from the world around you. Situations that have felt uncertain may gradually reveal their true nature, allowing wiser decisions to replace lingering confusion. Justice also encourages releasing emotional weight that no longer serves your future. You may realize that carrying old disappointments has required more energy than letting them go, and this awareness creates space for a more peaceful chapter to unfold. The shift isn't about forgetting the past, it's about no longer allowing it to define your next decision. Following that, the star shines as a symbol of renewed hope and quiet healing. It reminds you that progress doesn't always arrive with dramatic announcements, but often through subtle moments when confidence returns almost unnoticed. Dreams that once seemed distant begin feeling attainable again because your outlook has become steadier and more trusting. This card suggests that your personal, professional, and emotional aspirations are moving closer to alignment. As scattered pieces gradually come together, you'll notice greater satisfaction in the direction your life is taking. Rather than chasing perfection, you'll begin appreciating the quiet confidence that grows when your actions reflect your true values. The energy then flows naturally into temperance, reinforcing the importance of patience and thoughtful balance. You may discover that situations requiring compromise no longer feel like sacrifices, but opportunities to create lasting harmony. Progress comes through measured choices, emotional maturity, and trusting that meaningful growth rarely needs to be rushed. Finally, Six of Pentacles highlights the healthy exchange of support, generosity, and mutual respect. Someone in a position of experience or stability may offer guidance, encouragement, or practical assistance that helps you move forward with greater confidence. At the same time, you're reminded that your own gifts and wisdom are equally valuable, and the strongest relationships are built on reciprocity rather than dependence. As these symbols weave together, they point toward a quieter kind of strength. Your ability to create balance, establish healthy boundaries, and recognize your own worth becomes the foundation for everything that follows. Instead of proving yourself through constant effort, you'll begin noticing that the right people and opportunities respond naturally to the steadiness you've cultivated within yourself. Another symbolic influence encourages you to pause before making important decisions, particularly those connected to your career or financial future. You may notice two possible directions emerging, one offering familiarity and stability, the other inviting growth through new experiences. Rather than rushing toward either choice, allow yourself the time to observe which path feels most aligned with your long-term values rather than your temporary emotions. Your ability to consider different perspectives is one of your greatest strengths, and during this period it becomes especially valuable. Careful reflection is likely to reveal opportunities that aren't immediately obvious, helping you recognize that lasting success is rarely built on impulse alone. Sometimes the wisest decision is simply giving yourself enough space to hear your own inner voice without outside pressure. Your physical and emotional well-being also deserve gentle attention now. Overall, your energy has the potential to feel steady and uplifting, particularly if you've been making consistent efforts to care for yourself. Maintaining healthy routines, getting enough rest, and avoiding habits that leave you feeling depleted will help you enjoy this renewed sense of vitality for much longer. Small moments of indulgence can certainly be enjoyed, but moderation remains your greatest ally. Rather than thinking in terms of restriction, consider choosing the habits that allow your body and mind to work together in harmony. When your daily rhythm feels balanced, your enthusiasm naturally becomes more sustainable, supporting every other area of your life. The coming days also invite you to keep your priorities in healthy proportion. Your work, personal relationships, and overall well-being each deserve attention, and none of them truly flourish when another is consistently neglected. As you create more balance between these pillars, you'll likely notice that your sense of fulfillment grows alongside your accomplishments. If you've been under unusual stress recently, paying attention to how your body responds can be especially helpful. Taking time to rest, manage tension, and care for yourself isn't a distraction from your goals, it strengthens your ability to pursue them with clarity. Listening to your body becomes another way of honoring your future. Professionally, encouraging developments may begin appearing through opportunities that recognize your reliability and thoughtful approach. Whether you're actively seeking a new position or expanding your responsibilities where you are, your steady contributions are becoming increasingly visible. The respect you've earned is less about making the loudest impression and more about the consistency you've demonstrated over time. If you're considering launching a business, expanding an existing project, or developing a long-term professional vision, this is an excellent period for thoughtful planning. Continue investing in your knowledge, refining your skills, and remaining curious about new ideas that strengthen your expertise. Every lesson you choose to learn today quietly increases the opportunities available to you tomorrow. Those preparing for interviews or important professional conversations may discover a welcome sense of calm. Instead of feeling pressured to prove yourself, you'll communicate with greater authenticity and confidence, allowing your experience and preparation to speak naturally. People are more likely to recognize your value when you allow your genuine abilities to shine without unnecessary self-doubt. Financially, the atmosphere feels lighter than it has in recent months. Challenges that once seemed overwhelming may begin giving way to practical solutions, creating a stronger sense of stability through thoughtful planning and patient decision-making. Progress may arrive one step at a time, but each step helps establish a foundation that feels increasingly secure. You may also notice encouraging developments through completed paperwork, favorable negotiations, or clearer insight into how to manage your resources more effectively. These improvements aren't simply fortunate coincidences. They often reflect the quiet discipline you cultivated by letting go of habits or commitments that no longer support your long-term well-being. As new possibilities emerge, you may once again find yourself choosing between two financial directions. One offers familiarity and predictability, while the other encourages thoughtful innovation and future growth. Conversations with trusted mentors or experienced colleagues can provide valuable perspective, but ultimately your own sense of balance will guide you toward the decision that offers genuine security instead of temporary excitement. Support may also arrive through someone whose experience or stability complements your own. Whether this connection develops into a partnership, mentorship, or collaborative opportunity, it reminds you that meaningful success is often built through mutual respect and shared values. When you recognize your own worth, you're naturally more likely to attract people who recognize it as well. As your confidence deepens, you'll become less willing to settle for situations that ask you to diminish your gifts. Life may still bring unexpected changes, but you'll meet them with greater composure because your inner foundation has grown steadier. By trusting your intuition while remaining patient with the timing of events, you're creating prosperity that is designed to endure rather than simply impress. In matters of the heart, this period encourages appreciation for the connections that already bring warmth into your life. If you're in a relationship, small expressions of affection, thoughtful conversations, and genuine attentiveness can strengthen your bond more than grand gestures ever could. Love often grows through everyday moments of kindness, especially when both people feel truly heard. If recent misunderstandings have created emotional distance, this is a favorable time to begin softening those edges with compassion. Honest conversations offered with patience rather than defensiveness can help both of you understand each other more clearly. Many disagreements lose their power once each person feels safe enough to speak and willing enough to listen. Not every difference needs to become a lasting conflict. As old frustrations gradually lose their emotional weight, you'll find it easier to release unnecessary tension and make room for greater harmony. Choosing understanding over being right may become one of the quiet turning points that strengthens your relationships in the weeks ahead. If you're currently single, this season may gently reopen your heart to possibilities that once felt distant. Rather than encouraging you to search tirelessly for love, the energy suggests that meaningful connections are more likely to appear when you're living in alignment with your own values and emotional truth. As you become more comfortable expressing who you are without trying to meet every expectation around you, you'll naturally attract people who appreciate your authenticity. Someone you meet during this period may share your desire for sincerity, mutual respect, and a relationship built to grow over time instead of fading with excitement. If you spent a long time feeling emotionally disconnected or wondering whether lasting love would find its way back to you, this chapter offers a renewed sense of hope. It doesn't ask you to erase the past, but it gently reminds you that past experiences don't have to determine what comes next. Be open without abandoning your discernment, allowing new relationships to develop naturally instead of rushing towards certainty. Sometimes the strongest foundations are built slowly, through consistency, honesty, and the quiet confidence that both people are choosing one another day by day, creating trust through countless small moments rather than dramatic promises. Within your family, the atmosphere also begins shifting toward greater understanding. Conversations that once felt difficult may become easier as everyone grows more willing to listen instead of simply defending their own perspective. You may notice that people become less interested in proving themselves right and more interested in finding common ground. As misunderstandings gradually dissolve, you'll discover that compassion often succeeds where arguments never could. Your ability to recognize different points of view allows you to become a calming presence for those around you. Rather than carrying every responsibility yourself, you'll naturally help others find common ground, creating space for cooperation where tension once existed. Even a thoughtful question or a patient response may encourage someone else to lower their defenses. This gift for restoring harmony strengthens relationships in ways that may continue unfolding long after today's conversations have ended. Moments shared with family can bring an unexpected sense of comfort and belonging. Familiar traditions, shared memories, or simple time spent together may remind everyone that genuine connection survives, even through periods of distance or misunderstanding. You may find yourself appreciating ordinary moments that once seemed insignificant, realizing they often become the memories people treasure most. The bonds that truly matter often become stronger after they've been tested with patience and understanding. Practical matters involving your home or shared responsibilities may also become easier to organize. Questions that have lingered for some time can gradually find balanced solutions, especially when everyone feels included in the conversation. Instead of forcing quick answers, you'll notice the value of allowing each person to contribute their perspective before decisions are made. Fresh ideas from younger relatives or new members of the family may offer perspectives that inspire everyone to approach old situations differently. As old burdens begin to lose their emotional weight, your home environment has the opportunity to feel lighter and more peaceful. The quiet changes you're making within yourself naturally influence those around you, encouraging others to reflect on their own patterns with greater honesty and kindness. Sometimes transformation begins with one person choosing a calmer response, and that choice quietly changes the atmosphere for everyone else. The example you set today becomes part of the lasting foundation your family continues building together. Your personal energy is also encouraging deeper human connection. You may feel drawn toward meaningful conversations, whether with lifelong friends, new acquaintances, or even people whose paths briefly cross your own. These exchanges are less about filling silence and more about discovering ideas, experiences, and perspectives that broaden your understanding of both yourself and the world. Don't be surprised if a simple conversation leaves you reflecting long after it has ended, offering insight you weren't expecting to receive. There is also a growing desire to explore what gives your life genuine meaning beyond everyday responsibilities. You may feel inspired to read, learn, meditate, create, or simply spend quiet moments reflecting on questions that nourish your spirit. Your curiosity becomes less about finding immediate answers and more about understanding yourself from a deeper perspective. Rather than chasing external achievements alone, you're beginning to recognize the value of experiences that leave your heart feeling lighter and your mind more peaceful. At the same time, it's wise to protect your energy from unnecessary conflict. Workplace disagreements or emotionally charged debates may offer little value compared to the peace you'll preserve by stepping back with grace. Not every disagreement deserves your emotional investment, especially if it only creates more tension without leading to understanding. Choosing not to engage isn't a sign of weakness. It often reflects a deeper confidence in knowing which conversations deserve your attention. The same awareness applies to gossip and unnecessary speculation. Whether these conversations happen face-to-face or through messages and social media, you may find it healthier to avoid becoming part of situations that create division instead of understanding. By quietly excusing yourself from conversations rooted in judgment, you preserve not only your peace, but also the trust others place in your character. Protecting your peace sometimes begins with deciding which voices no longer deserve space in your day. If you're currently studying, this period encourages greater consistency and renewed discipline. Should you feel you've fallen behind, remember that progress rarely depends on perfection, but on the willingness to begin again with intention. Small improvements made regularly often produce greater results than occasional bursts of effort. Additional learning, extra practice, or simply creating a more structured routine can make a noticeable difference over the coming weeks. Fortunately, your natural curiosity becomes one of your greatest advantages. When you're genuinely interested in what you're learning, knowledge comes more easily, and your confidence grows alongside your understanding. Even subjects that seem challenging at first can become manageable through patience, persistence, and a genuine desire to keep expanding your perspective. Every new skill you develop now becomes another quiet investment in the opportunities waiting for you further down the road. Today's energy also highlights a few relationships that may feel especially supportive. With Aries, conversations can inspire decisive action while encouraging both courage and mutual respect. Their confidence may encourage you to act on ideas you've been quietly considering, while your thoughtful perspective helps bring greater balance to shared decisions. Together, you may discover practical solutions that move shared goals forward more quickly than expected. With Gemini, communication flows with remarkable ease. Shared curiosity, similar interests, and an openness to exchanging ideas create an atmosphere where both of you feel inspired to explore new possibilities together. Conversations may wander from practical plans to imaginative ideas with surprising ease, leaving both of you feeling energized. Whether the connection is personal or professional, it encourages growth through dialogue and mutual encouragement. With Cancer, emotional understanding takes center stage. There is a gentle sense of trust that allows each of you to feel accepted without needing to explain every feeling or intention. Their empathy complements your desire for harmony, creating a comforting emotional rhythm that feels both natural and reassuring. Your different strengths naturally complement one another, creating a connection that feels nurturing, balanced, and quietly reassuring. Hello, graceful Libra. We've reached the end of today's reading. Thank you for giving yourself these moments to slow down, breathe, and reflect on the patterns that may be unfolding in your life. In a world that often encourages constant movement, choosing to pause and truly listen to yourself is a meaningful act of self-care. Simply creating space to listen to your inner voice is often the first step toward finding the balance you've been seeking. Remember that this reading is not here to define your future or make choices on your behalf. Instead, let it serve as a mirror that invites you to notice what resonates. Consider new perspectives and trust your own intuition as you move forward. Every person walks a unique path, and your experiences will always shape these symbols in ways that are deeply personal. The most meaningful guidance is always the wisdom that feels true within your own experience. If today's message brought you a sense of clarity or encouragement, I'd truly appreciate your support by leaving a like. And if you'd like to continue sharing these daily moments of reflection together, you're warmly invited to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss future readings. Your support allows this space to continue growing and reaching others who may also be searching for a little encouragement and perspective. Thank you once again for your kindness, your trust, and the energy you bring to this community. Every time you return, you help create a space built on reflection, compassion, and shared growth. May today unfold with calm decisions, meaningful connections, gentle confidence, and the quiet balance that allows every new opportunity to arrive at exactly the right time.